Hello, my name is Todd Cochran. I am the CEO of Raw Voice, and what I want to demo to you today is our brand new podcast statistic service, which is available to all of our members at blubrry.com. Of course, we have the free stats available to all members, and then the premium stats available for $5 per month for the Blubrry community members and $8 a month for our commercial customers over at rawvoice.com. I'm going to waste no time in basically going right in and showing you the look of the brand new interface. And I want to thank Daniel Lewis from Once Upon a Time Podcasts for allowing me to show off his stats, and Richard Hay from the Observe Tech Podcast for being able to show off his. We'll get to those in a few minutes. Okay, when you log in, you see the initial screen that basically shows you the complete history of downloads, gives you the data on how many total downloads he's had to date, along with the number of uniques. The program summary also lists the last 10 episodes with at least 10 downloads. Switching into a November view, it gives him information on only shows that have happened, or actually only downloads that have happened in the month of November. We're looking a couple of days before Thanksgiving here of 2012, and you'll see that Daniel's had 54,275 downloads in November with 43,000 uniques, again with the summary information of 10 episodes, the top 10 episodes downloaded in November. If he wants to browse all episodes, all he has to do is click on the Browse All Episodes button, and it allows him to look at all episodes from his show that were downloaded in the month of November. He can also go back and look at October-specific totals, and you'll see in October he had 94,000 downloads along with 71,000 unique. So this really gives him the details on how his show is doing on a month-to-month basis. If he wants to look at a custom time period, he can set up a custom time period by choosing the custom and selecting a range or a month to look at. He can go all the way back and look at stats that he's got in our system, at least back to December of 2011. And then he also can look at, again, the specific episodes. And I'll go into the specific episodes here in a few minutes. But I want to show you some cool things that we've developed with the new stats. And I'm going to go back up and click complete. And what happens here is when I'm in the complete view, when I'm looking at everything, and I go down here and I click on the trending month-to-month button, you're going to see data on how his show has grown since, well, from this instance, December of 2011 through November of 2012. He also can get a look of day-to-day trending and see how his show has been doing over time. In this view, we're looking at the last 30 days. I can actually change it so that he can look at the last 90 days. And he can see the growth of his show has been dramatic all the way throughout the year. And if I want to look at the last year, it shows how his show has grown since its introduction and how it's ramped up and had peaks and valleys. So this is a great way to get information on how a show is growing and be able to take a look at the stats. On the month-to-month, you can look at the same information. You can look at the past 12 months, or you can go as far back as look at the past 3 years. Also, we've got the ability to export this data as well in Excel spreadsheet for premium users. For those of you that are free users, you're going to find that some of these menus do not work for you, and it's specifically because it is a premium feature. Next thing I want to show you is distribution. Shows how many podcatchers have downloaded the show, mobile web browsers, tablets, standard web browser, mobile applications. How many things we couldn't define? We're tracking a little over 120 different 120 device types, but from time to time things come in that we're not able to tell what that type of device was using it. Set-top boxes, websites, and then we even list the bots. And we actually don't count the bots in the actual grand total, but we do show you how many bots came and grabbed the show. We also look at platforms, whether it be iOS, Mac, Windows, Android, or others. And also we've got the ability to look at a full list. So you can actually expand this out. And he has 12 platforms that are consuming his show. iOS, Mac, Windows, Android, BlackBerry, again, some unknown, Linux, empty user agent. That was a app or something that basically did not have a user agent when it selected the media and we were able to actually download. Multi-platform, Symbian, Unix, Nintendo Wii. And then going back up to the distribution, we also, let's move on down to clients. It's the same thing here. We know how many clients there were from, again, we've got distribution, platforms, and clients. Now we're looking at specific client counts: iTunes, iPhone, iPad, Android, Google, HTC, Firefox, Internet Explorer. We also have the ability to open up the full list and to look at every type of device that is actually downloading a show and where it's getting traction from. And this is really a fantastic feature. And you can basically say, okay, yeah, I've got people actually downloading my show from Zune via the Windows Phone 8, or they're using Google Listen. And you can address those listeners in your show by knowing how they're actually consuming your content. If you break over here and we go into geography, we can see that the United States has the biggest portion of his viewing audience, but we also can load a map. And the map will show you exactly who's consuming his shows and which part of the world he's reaching. And this is an absolutely fantastic option for content creators to see who's actually listening to your show in a variety of different countries. Breaking that down and going to the United States market, we list the top 10, and then we've got the ability to have a map as well so that he can see which shows. So California is a big part of his audience. So is Texas. We're looking here. Florida is a huge part. Up here in New York, he's got a huge bunch. So it's all color coded, and the darker it is, the bigger the audience platform. Now, we also got the ability here to see that full list. So California, New York, and sometimes we're unable to tell where a show came from. Maybe the IP didn't give us enough information to tell. So we list those IPs that we are unable to find within the US itself as well. So again, we have the ability to see the map and see a full list. We also have the refer data. How are people getting to the podcast? Where are they coming from? And we have the ability for him to see the full list of referral data along with the domains that are referring referring listeners to his show. So what I've shown here on Daniel's is this kind of this overview look. I've showed you the information that's happening as a global view on his show. So what I want to do is I want to switch and I want to show you the Observe Tech podcast in Richard's show. And I'm going to go and actually look at a specific episode. So I'm going to load November. Actually, let's load October, and a show that's been on the street for a while. And we're going to look at a show that was actually released on October 3rd. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then this data down here now becomes live. So I can see day to day what type of downloads he had from a day-to-day perspective. I can also look at a comparison from month to month. So this is going to give you the ability to figure out how much of a long tail your content has and how it's actually being consumed. So this episode only had 427 downloads, but at the same time, we are able to look at the distribution. Just like we did on the global view, we're able to see distribution, platforms, clients. We're able to tell where these listeners came from in the world, how many were U.S., where he was getting information referred from, and the domains that were referring to this specific show. So this is a great way, again, and you can go all the way back to the top and look at his overall history, but you can dig down very deep on a specific show. So this show was launched on November 12th. So let's look at the show that was just released a few days ago, and let's look at his day-to-day trending. And this is pretty typical for what we see from most shows. They have a big surge of content that's being consumed right off the bat, and then it continues to decline over time. And again, going into distribution, you can see how it was actually consumed it and how, and of course the platforms that it was on. I want to switch back and show you Daniel's show again. And I want to go to one of his shows that he created in October. And let's go to a show early in October, and let's see how his shows compared on a day-to-day trending line. So we've loaded a show again that was done on October 7th, and I'm going to load the day-to-day tracking. Now you can see Daniel's show has much longer long-tail consumption. His content is more evergreen. So he's got downloads that go out nearly a month for this specific episode. Whereas Richard's show was more of a news show, more of a short-lived, basically immediate, within kind of 3 or 4 days, the news is kind of old. And his curve was much different. So I just wanted to show the difference in the trending and then where the difference is in month to month. you can see that Daniel had 6,563 downloads in October and 607 downloads in November. So as time goes out, he'll be able to see how far out his shows actually get traction. And this will help him making decisions on, do I need to put my advertising in shows that are 5 months old, or do I just need to worry about the immediate shows? There's very few shows in our network that we've seen that have true long tail, basically very, very evergreen content. But this is how we have allowed you to dig down and get a very detailed information about what's going on with your show on a daily basis, so that you can see trends on how it's being consumed, who's consuming it, where they're consuming, and you can address them in your show. Again, a lot of the features that I have just shown you today are premium only. We make available for our free users a lot of the basic data, but a lot of the extended data that's in the system is not available to you, and much of the trending data is not as well. But it is going to give you this information that you're going to need to make good decisions about your show. And you're going to be able to see where peak consumption is, and where does consumption drop off. Did you lose listeners during a holiday? Was a Monday a better day to post your show than a Tuesday, or was it better to put it out on Sunday? You can play with the distribution of your show and help actually drive your numbers up. We feel this is an absolute fantastic added value for all of you that are podcasting for a very low $5 a month. We're giving you this information so that you can improve your shows. This is one of the many services that we offer at Raw Voice and Blubrry.com. Of course, all of our other communities as well. We have information where you can set up and do surveys of your audience. We have it so that you can do world-class CDN hosting of your media, so they have a fantastic viewing and listening experience. Did you know that if your audio or video does not load within 2 seconds, immediately people start leaving and they won't watch? So if you're not attached to a high-performance CDN and your media is taking a long time to load, you're losing listeners. So again, I want to thank all of you for taking time and watching my demo today. Again, get over to blubrry.com, log in. All you got to do is go in and sign into your account. And then all you have to do is click on Manage Account. And you go over to the menu item Measure and click on the Media Statistic link. That'll take you right to our stats program. To get the premium stats, all you have to do is go up to the top right-hand corner. You see there's a link that says Blubrry Store. Click on the Premium Statistics Premium Service, Podcast Statistics Premium Service. And I actually got to update these graphics because it's all changed. And again, $5 a month or $50 a year. Support those that are supporting you. We want to thank you for taking time and watching this demo. I know that you're going to be excited about using our brand new statistics service. We want to thank you very much for watching. And until next time, thank you so very much. Aloha.